do have a question though for you, Greg, because this is a long time coming. The Bears on Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
You're fighting for it and yelling about it and borderline crying for it for years.
Yeah.
Was it everything that you wanted and hoped for?
Yeah.
Well, if we want to go around and give our grades, I'll give it a B. I'm very happy that we got Hard Knocks. It was cool to see a different perspective. I enjoyed that it was in Caleb's first year. If this all goes the way it's going to go, or the way we all hope it's going to go in the next 10 to 15 years to start this journey where it's documented on Hard Knocks, I think that's really cool. But then, yes, of course, the way they kind of subdued, some of the storytelling, beyond whether or not they're swearing, but, cutting out some of the physicality, cutting out some of the, testiness and edginess and scrappiness at practice. I would have preferred to see a little bit more of the physicality that makes the NFL and football such a great sport and something why we all love it. So, overall, I enjoyed it. It's just easy TV. Me and my wife enjoyed it. She enjoyed learning the different storylines and appreciating these players on a different level. That's something that I always value going to training camp, is learning about these players and seeing them interact with their families after practice. But for a lot of fans, they're not able to go to practice to see those things. So I think they got to enjoy learning about the team on a different level that maybe some of us take for granted, because we do get to go to training camp every year, but not going to act like there wasn't some meat left on the bone. There certainly was things that were left out of this. I think somebody said, in the thing that Caitlin Clark got more airtime on Hard Knocks than Montez Sweat did in all 5 episodes. And so there was a lot of players that were completely left off the cutting room floor. And from what I heard from Peggy Kaczynski last week, she was saying that that was because the players and the team gave Hard Knocks a list. These are the players you can follow around. The other ones aren't interested. So you can't really blame Hard Knocks. They were given, these are the players you have at your disposal. And at the end of the day, I thought they did the best they could with the list they were given and the rules that were put in front of them by the Bears of keeping this looking proper and professional and representing the Bears organization the way they wanted to see it fit. But overall, a B for me.
Hard Knocks After Dark, presented by ComEd.com. ComEd, helping us keep the lights on. Go to ComEd.com/clean. You guys want to give grades? Woot, you got a grade for this fine operation?
Yeah, I thought it was a B+. I thought it was a great season, and it was great to see the Bears in a great light. And I think they're building momentum, kind of similar to how Detroit did a couple seasons ago, where people started to really rally behind them, whether or not they were Bears fans. I think there's a lot of people that are like, man, I'm going to root for the Bears this year. And I think just what they're building there, everybody's starting to realize. Now, yes, did they not show as much of the fighting, the nitty-gritty, some of the other storylines? Like, right, it'd be nice to see Montez Sweat, be nice to see a little more Cole Kmet, thing like that. So we didn't get to see some of that, but I guess it's kind of at the player's discretion. Like, if they would have done that when I played, I guarantee you Julius Peppers wouldn't have been wanted to be followed. He was kind of like a quiet guy to himself. So I guess to each his own, and I guess that's respect that they kind of honor what the players wanted. But you got to see some cool storylines from some guys that were kind of on the bubble and got to know what their stories were. I think that's a great part about Hard Knocks. It gives you an inside look at the players, and they're more than just football players. At the end of the day, they're people too. So I thought it was a pretty good season.
We got the poll out there, by the way, and 53% of our audience is giving it an A. Hogue, are you in the 53%?
Yeah, I'm going to go A-, because I do agree that, there are a few things here and there that, could have been a little bit more raw. And I know for a fact stuff got edited out, and that's fine. I mean, I think if you're the Bears, you're sitting at completely thrilled with this after 5 episodes. They don't care that the swearing wasn't in there. They don't care that the fight got cut short. They care that their GM came out looking like a superstar, very similar to the way Dan Campbell won Hard Knocks a couple years ago with the Lions. I don't think Flus won it to that level, but I think he definitely was on the winning side versus the losing side. And that was one of the storylines we talked about before Hard Knocks started. That, how is this going to go for Matt Eberflus? How is he going to come off? And I think overall it was a victory for him. So I think I think overall the Bears came out of it very well, but honestly, the more of the reason why I'm giving this an A- is because I have a lot of respect for the production that went into this thing. Being able to be there at camp every day too, and seeing the hours that were being put in, the amount of people, we're talking up to 60 employees at NFL Films putting this thing together, working insane hours. A lot of them who are on site at Hallis are away from their families for weeks and weeks on end. Yep. And I honestly thought that even if you weren't thrilled with the storylines at times, the production value was really, really good. We've talked about this on past episodes. They hit on the Chicago elements, even from start to finish. Literally the open to the close, where it was cutting back and forth between some of the shots at Hallis and downtown Chicago. And that I need to look up that song because I wasn't familiar with that song before Hard Knocks that they kept playing. You know the one I'm talking about? Like, when I go back to Chicago, like that was awesome. Someone in the chat, tell me what that was.
End of the beginning. DJO.
Look at Woot. Look at
Come
Woot.
on, man. I know all types of music, man. Come on, man.
Come on. That's
man,
wrong.
I grew up in the suburbs, man. NSYNC, all that. I know everything from rap. I know everything, man. Come on. That's Woot, baby. It's big Woot.
Dude, that Caleb montage they had in that episode, what was super cool, how it was just like cutting to him over here after the play, right to the next play. And that's what I mean with like the production value. Like they took different, even if the Bears were trying to water this down a little bit, like I thought the Hard Knocks crew found a way to make even some of the redundant stuff, like here's our 5th episode of Caleb Williams throwing ridiculous passes. Like they made it look cool with the way they dressed it up. So I think there could have been some more things that really caught your eye, but we got some good stuff these last 2 episodes, and especially tonight with that Velas stuff. We still got to talk about the 3rd, 4th string quarterback situation. Like they did give us some behind the scenes information too that I don't know. I thought it was really good. A- for me.
Well, I agree. By the way, I'm borderline A because I had a low bar. Like I was entertained the whole damn time. I wasn't like dying for something I didn't know. I just kind of liked the fact that the Bears were around there and that we were going to get to do these shows. I enjoyed the whole experience. It's a fun thing. I looked forward to it. I thought they came through. And in fact, I'll give him an A. Who the hell was the dude that sat there on the pavement in the driveway at Hallis Hall and somehow got Khalil Herbert coming out of his car with
barely could get out.
That wasn't a car, bro. That was a giant truck.
Yeah, well, I got to talk to Khalil about the way he's spending his money. I want to maybe get Woot on him. Guy was going $1,200 a month to staying in Evanston when he's playing professional football. Herbert's driving some $150,000 vehicle. But like, who's the dude that's there that looked like, I don't know, 7:15 in the morning? Let me get this Khalil Herbert coming out of.
What kind of lift he got on there? Like an 8-inch lift, man. That thing, that car was made for me, man.
He was standing on the footstep. Like
and still
he still had he had like jumped down from there.
It'd have been funny if they caught him dinging the car next to him, as he got out.
And it was Ryan Poles' car.
The alarm goes off. Yeah, that was a tight squeeze to get that truck in there.
I'll give another A moment. Jalen Johnson going up to Rome and asking him like, can we work some reps here? That was a cool little thing right there. Jalen looking for extra and he's picking out Rome and then he's admitting that he's feeling off and Rome and him. That was a good little behind the scenes moment right there.
Iron sharpens iron, baby.
Yeah.
Well, and you saw that so many times at camp after practice was over. And I know sometimes you guys have to go. Well, right, because the media guys are going back to get ready for the press conferences after practice. But when practice was over, as the fans are all kind of lining up asking for autographs, you'd have the veterans working with the younger players. Jalen would work with Rome, but you'd also see Reddy Stewart and Kyler Gordon. One guy would play offense versus defense and learn the release off the line of scrimmage. You saw Darnell Wright working with Montez Sweat, and so many different examples across the board where the chemistry on this team is just palpable and a good mixture of veterans and young players on this team.
So, question, and Hogue, Woot, you maybe have a little more expertise on this, but Gregory, you're a brilliant man too, and you coach people. But when Caleb is sitting in there and he's listening to Flus. In every single episode, to me, he looks really annoyed. Like Flus, like, oh, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. You're gonna get 41 reps.
I'm gonna analyze you now. That is confirmation bias for what you think you're imagining it would be.
That's maybe so. Fine.
You're projecting. You're projecting.
Yeah.
That's what you would
that's how
be
you'd
doing.
feel if you were Caleb.
That's what you'd be doing if you were sitting in that room.
Coach talking to me about offense.
He's like this. He's like,
because that's
all the time.
That's how Karm felt earlier today. We went through a 1-hour meeting for our post game show.
That's not how I felt.
Like, he didn't want to be. He didn't want to be there. He don't want to be looking at a screen. So you're just projecting that on Caleb now. Now, real winners, real faces of the franchise are engaged. They're looking at their rep counts. They're breaking it all down. They take coaching, and then there's Karm.
Okay. I'm sorry. The guy looks annoyed to me. Maybe I'm projecting. Maybe I'm doing everything you're saying. Maybe I'm making this all way too personal. He doesn't look like when Flus is talking. Flus is like, yeah, and this is gonna be great. This is gonna be awesome. And Kate's like, yeah, I get it. We want to start well, start fast. Got you. I think that relationship is still being built. How's that? Can anybody agree with me there? No, it's fine. I don't care.
No, it's more fun to just bust toss you and everybody make fun of you.
All right. Well, then I'll give one more. These are the Carmies, my annoyed moments.
The Carmies. Oh man, through the back door, the Carmies.
Wow.
We got a graphic for that.
Yeah, get that going.
Karm going like this.
Speaking of the Carmies, shout out to our girl Carmen Vitale getting engaged.
Yeah, I'll listen to her.
Oh,
she got engaged.
Right. She did.
I missed that.
Yeah, she put it on Instagram.
Awesome.
The
real Karm.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
Whoa. But that's fine. Carmi V's top notch. She can be the real fake Karm. Karan Amagaji fighting for Yale wrote the rules of football.
Yes. Theo Benedict bringing up that he claims
I didn't need that scene.
Canada played football before America, and then Kieran standing up for America, saying that Yale came up with the rules of the game. So there was a little bit of Canada versus America there.
Thank you, Hogue. Is there anything else that possibly is going on that's more interesting than these two?
Yes, there is. I saw many things at camp on a daily basis. I believe there was a whole Mercedes Lewis storyline that never even got told. And I think that's one of the,
Tyler Scott's graduation. They followed him.
Yeah, that's why I didn't go A+, because I know too much about this, but I just there are things that I know got skipped over, and I know not everything can make it. It's just how it is. But I didn't need that forced Theo Benedict Karan Amagashi situation happening there on the sideline.
I mean, that was an interesting choice. What about can we send Gregory to find Matt Eberflus's house?
No, we can't. Please, come on. We're already having issues there. That would be the terrible idea.
What are we having issues? First off, we are not having issues with anything
or something.
Me finding any houses. Jesus Christ.
Oh, let me clarify. That was not what I specifically meant. No, I just meant
That's okay. Listen, let me restate it. Matt Eberflus, it's the Karm. If you could ever invite me over for the zillions of people that you've invited over there, so I could just see what your house is, I would really love to come.
So wait, where does he live? Where does he live? Somewhere right by the lake.
That somebody's got to figure it out. That house has got to be $12 million.
Karm has attempted every episode he's been on to dox whoever, because the last time he was on, they were riding from the stadium. Who was it? Tory Taylor, and he was like, "That guy lives in Lincolnshire," or wherever he said. Streeterville. And so
he was wrong because it was the team hotel.
Right. So then the other thing too, if we want to talk about doxing, it was surprising that they showed where the undrafted free agent rookies were staying at the hotel they were staying at. They showed the name of the hotel.
They didn't do that till the last episode though, right?
Right. I get that, but
I think they're all checked out now.
Yeah, of course. I'm just saying I was surprised they even showed that.
Are you Flus's beekeeper? This is a great point that somebody just put in the thing. Ooh. Mr. Perry thinks that Braggs is the beekeeper. You could be the beekeeper.
Listen, after as many times as I fired Matt Eberflus on our post-game shows last year, I'm pretty sure if I did find Matt Eberflus's house, he would unleash his entire beehive onto me.
That was a funny scene.
Now, that's a guest that I would want on this show. Can we do
Oh.
we need the beekeeper on this show.
Yeah, it's
Great idea.
man.
Great idea.
We're from
Brags.
bricklaying to beekeeping.
Flus's beekeeper joins CHGO Bears. Let's get that done.
He would have had some crutches though in the beekeeper, right? Because you still in the crutches, right?
Yeah.
No, I mean I'm just saying. So it's obviously not you. Okay.
No,
I'm not paying. I'm not even gonna pay you any money. You know what? We're gonna hit me and you. We're gonna hit the reset button now that the season started. You know, you've had your fun with me all off season, but
I'll see you every Sunday, baby.
I'm excited, and I'm excited to see you every Sunday. This is gonna be a fun year.
We all silly like the mayor.